Welcome to the Webby and O'Neill channel. Lots of things to talk about. Transfers, Liverpool. This Liverpool game is absolutely the big game. Do the club really know how big this game is on Sunday?
I think they do, yeah. I mean, Solskjaer's been through quite a few himself, hasn't he? You know, he was there when United and Liverpool were going at it for the title. So this is the first time in a while that it's been these two clubs going at it, and I think he understands that. I think obviously he'll try and, play down expectations though around the game. I don't think he'll want to rev anybody up for it necessarily. I think he'll want to try and, keep passions on an even keel. But there are definitely players in that team that know what it's about. You look at Marcus Rashford, Wivenshaw, born and bred. Yeah. He's played against Liverpool numerous times. Brandon Williams, he's, Manc through and through. He's been sent off against Liverpool under-18s for a pretty wild tackle. So he knows. Oh yeah, he knows. he knows what it's about.
So there's no harm in that.
Well, listen, exactly. You want a bit of rivalry, which is what football's built on. And obviously, you helped me with a piece on the Athletic about a different rivalry league, which is very, very worthwhile. Very interesting stories that you were telling me there, Tone. So appreciate that. But as far as Liverpool's concerned, I think it's good, isn't it? It's got a bit of edge. Liverpool 19 titles, Manchester United 20 titles. This season, it could go either way. Obviously, Liverpool, you'd say, are still the favourites for that because they've got the experience with the current squad. But yeah, Sunday's game's going to be huge.
The Liverpool, no way did they expect United to be coming. It's 30 years. They won the league a long time. They were expecting us to be 30 years. We're in a position here. They've got to be ill. They've got to be absolutely on the floor that we're in this position because they were expecting, I know, hoping we'd be 30 years, but we've got a chance here now. And that rivalry, right, we need to be up for it and just rub their head in the ground with it,
Well, I think you can, obviously United have progressed further, quicker this season than anyone expected. Obviously it's a weird season, no fans, games are thick and fast, but I think Solskjaer's picked his way through quite well there. I know the season started badly, but obviously they're in a good position. And you might sit back and go, well, okay, progress is United getting more points than last season or being comfortable in second, third position, whereas obviously last season it took to the final day. But I think this group of players know that they've got an opportunity here. They can't pass up something like this. So they won't be happy with making 10 points extra than last season, finishing third or second. They'll want to go for the title.
This rivalry, I mean, I go back a long way, 50 years.
Yeah, tell me about these stories.
Yeah, and your dad knows these stories. Your dad has been there, okay? Nice gentleman, your dad, right? But good observer. Now, I go back to this rivalry, right? Early 70s, when I was attending, 72. But under Tommy Docherty, with the Red Army on the rampage round this country, right? It's all documented, it's all there, it's not something I'm making up, right? Going to Liverpool was like war, right? Eased off in the last 10 years. But let me tell you, right? This is why Liverpool is your rival, okay? They hate us so much, and it goes back 50 years. Under Tommy Docherty, right? On the pitch, right? You couldn't come off the pitch, right, unless you'd shinned someone, right? You couldn't. Or you'd had a fight with them, right? Both sides. And I mean, it was bad, Laurie. It was bad. But off the pitch was even worse. The streets, getting to the game, after the game, that's how it was, okay? Now, going forward, out of the 70s, right, I remember one game there. Fantastic game. Semi-final. I don't know whether you remember it. I don't even know whether you was born.
Not in the 70s. No,
this is 85. I think it was around about 85.
87 I was, but so close.
Right. Well, everyone of my age, bit younger, knows this game. The semi-final, FA Cup. United were playing Liverpool at Goodison, but Everton were playing at Villa Park against Watford. Now, as a fan, this is massive. Right? United, Liverpool, off we go. Early morning, on the train, sardines. Now, you come off at Lime Street. The thing is, the rivalry's there. Everton are at Lime Street. And they're all waiting. All those in the know are waiting to get the last train, at least, the special, to Villa Park. Well, the police try to stop us at the station before. But there's that many on it, the brakes failed. We ends up under Lime Street tunnel in the pitch black, all off, people falling all over. Gets out at Lime Street, all covered in muck. Next thing you know, out we go, into the street, pitch battle. All Everton are waiting for us. That's the rivalry, right? They knew we'd be coming. United fans would be coming, so they hung about. Plus then you've got the Liverpool fans still. Carnage, and I mean carnage, right? The game, do you know, I can't even remember the game, I just know we drew. But let me tell you, the replay back at Main Road was one of the occasions you die for. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. The atmosphere, people talk about an atmosphere. You've heard it many, many times. Barcelona, the game like that. That was one of the moments of rivalry. It was unbelievable.
Because you had half and half of the stadium?
No, they only had the Platt Lane. They only had the Platt Lane, right? Working class, evening game, Liverpool, Man United. They only had the Platt Lane, trust me, right? Beat them, gets to the final. Absolutely fantastic. Now, going through every game, I don't know whether your dad spoke to you, right? Gets you in the gut. If a rivalry don't get you in the gut, right, it ain't a rivalry, okay? Now, people talk about other teams' rivals. There's no game what gets you in the gut like Liverpool. Now, you go to Liverpool, you do your job, you go there supporting United. You know you can't walk around that Liverpool. And look at you.
Well, I went last year, and obviously I was a journalist, so it was okay. I had a laptop on me, and I didn't look, you know, everyone left me alone. But yeah, I went with my dad one year when Moyes was manager. And yeah, it was very much a case of get in the ground, don't really talk too much.
Don't look at anyone.
Yeah. Anthony Crolla was there that year, actually. He was in the stand behind us. And United lost, obviously. But yeah, it was a...
You know, as a Manc, go to Liverpool, you keep your mouth shut, keep your eye contact out. But they know the same when they come here, right? But it's eased off that. You just know you go to Liverpool now, keep your mouth shut, get on with what you're doing. Same with them Scousers. They come here, get in the ground, keep your mouth shut, and away you go. And if you don't, then you're asking for it, aren't you? You're asking for it. You've seen it, you know it. Your dad's told you the stories, you know. But
you've told me a few.
I've told you quite a few. Now, moving on from that, I love reminiscing about Liverpool, but there you go. Now, transfers inside the club. My personal opinion, I don't think there's any money about anywhere. I don't think there's any money here. I don't think there'll be any big name transfers until the summer. If there is any, there'll only be loan deals. Now, Diallo, we've got, okay? But we really signed him in the summer. What's going on?
I think you've called it there, Tony, to be honest. I don't think there is a great deal of money about. Solskjaer said it yesterday that he didn't think that they will buy anybody unless it's something that they're long-term ambition for, and circumstances change. It's not going to be a Bruno Fernandes impact signing in January. They did look at Kieran Trippier, I was told, because they want an attacking right back to complement Wan-Bissaka. So he's got a year left on his contract in the summer. Atletico Madrid's done well over there, but you know, the suggestion potentially might be open to coming back to the Premier League. So that might be one. Obviously, with his ban at the moment, that put that.
So that's not now.
That knocked it on the idea for January. I think they were sort of looking at it and saying, could we do it for January? But because of his ban, I think they'll look at it in the summer. Although I think he is appealing. And that's probably about it. There's been some links with Moises Caicedo, this Ecuadorian player.
You're laughing.
And I'm laughing.
Because I'm laughing because I know it's a joke, right? You as a reporter, right, are now laughing because you know other people are trying to build this up or other big things, and you just know, right? Because you're a good guy.
United's name is used,
Because you're a good guy, you're not calling him out, which is fine.
You can do it. I'll leave that to you.
But I can call him out. I've been calling it out for 6 months. There is no transfers. There's no big money transfers. There is none.
Well, we spoke after Van der Beek was signed, didn't we? And that was pretty much. I mean, Cavani came in on deadline. Telles, good. I think Cavani's done well, but I can't see anything other than outgoings really. I mean, you look at Timothy Fosu-Mensah to Bayer Leverkusen, Jesse Lingard maybe to a club, possibly another Premier League club on loan. Marcus Rojo and Sergio Romero. That I think they could come to some agreement over the remainder of their contracts. They've only got 6 months left, so it's going to be a case of trimming the squad rather than adding to it. Although listen, if United are in a position at the end of January where they could really go for the title and they are one player away from that, then I wouldn't be surprised if they act. But it doesn't look like that at the moment.
See, a reporter's got to do his job. I understand that. It's got to give out possibles. That's what reporting is. But the thing is, I prefer not to mention transfers, right, until the club open their mouth, right? But the thing is, anybody out there, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on your Sky, or anything like that, are sucking you in as far as I'm concerned to view. You'll do your job, but you'll report it in a responsible way because you're inside that club. Now, you've just heard him there. You can't be clearer than that. Instead of me shouting at you, telling you there's no transfers, Laurie here, he's on it. There is none. There's no money. It's not happening. Now, that's how I see it. But you'll update us, won't you, Laurie?
I'll try to, yeah. I'll give you the text.
Yeah, good lad. Now, the future, okay? What does it take? How does this club see going into the future, especially this season, right? How do they see it being a success, especially in the position we are that nobody expected us now? No one expected us, right, to be at the top of the league.
This season, I think you have to grab what's in front of you, don't you? I mean, the way that the season is, the fact that there's, no fans, the fact that matches are coming, so frequently, the fact that United are, have the chance to be top, and Liverpool aren't firing on all cylinders, are they? I saw them at Southampton. They weren't clicking quite right. I know they did really well against Crystal Palace, but there's been quite a few matches like that. Man City do look threatening. Obviously, the game at Old Trafford was an impressive one, but you wonder if they'll have their eye off the ball with the Champions League. Whereas I think United have got the Premier League as pretty much the sole focus. I'd like to see them win a trophy, but I don't think that's necessarily the ultimate barometer of whether they're success or not. I think you can look at it and go, we talked earlier about the progress of the team, more points than the previous season. That is the clearest sign of progress. But as you say, I think if you've got this opportunity ahead of you as a club, they really should be all gunning for it, because it could be a title that, perhaps it's still early to talk about. It'd be one that nobody would have thought of.
No.
So you could, and it would be one that would be remembered for a long time, because Solskjaer, as a manager, he gets criticised so much.
If we got the league, then they'd go and spend in the summer. That's my thing, to keep us up there, right? To keep it going, because this is an unexpected bonus. Because I don't know how you see it, let us know, but football, the way it's played, and like the pressures with the COVID and everyone having to stick together, there's no freedom, right? You're not going to get a team who's just going to smash teams away in that, because they're all going to have problems.
Yep.
Right? You've seen it at the start of the season, some outrageous scores, 7-2 at Villa Park for Liverpool, unheard of. City getting beat, thrashed even by Leicester, United getting thrashed by Tottenham. But it's coming out, there's no pre-season, they were unfit. So for anyone to go on a run to me, they've won it. Because if they get that gap and then they have a little falter, they're away. That's how I say it. That's how important this game is. You know what I mean, for the future. That's how I see it.
It would be the Liverpool game would be a huge moment, wouldn't it? Because I think you look back at Leicester 2015-16, and they went to Man City and won, and that was the match where people took them seriously. And I know they obviously had a lot more to do after that point, and no one's saying that if United beat Liverpool, that's it, done, no way near. But I think it would go down as a marker of, okay, this is a serious team. They've gone to Anfield, they've put in a performance, and they've actually won. I mean, it would be a remarkable, moment. That would then stand them in good stead. Because momentum, I think, can take teams a long way. I feel like this team really does thrive on momentum. You've seen it where they've had bad, form, bad sort of mood around the club, and it's kind of been difficult to get out of that. I think Solskjaer's done well in managing that earlier this season when they had that, against Crystal Palace and Spurs. Seems to have been able to get the squad through that a bit more easily. But with a positive run, I mean, it's a number of games now unbeaten in the league. So if they can actually sustain that, as you say, I think any team that can put a run together will eventually ease clear.
And when we beat Liverpool, we're clear, and we just need that run, don't we, Laurie?
It would be, I mean, listen, no one expects it, and I'm still very much reticent to say they are, contenders in the title race, because Liverpool and Man City have got the recent history of doing it. They've got players in the squad that know how it's won. United have got Nemanja Matic, David De Gea, not players that have. But
they've got everyone in the background who's used to it.
This is true. Yeah, that's true.
That's a solid thing. I mean, Fletcher's just coming into the squad behind the scenes. They've got it all there. Maybe they could guide him. Who knows, Laurie?
I like the way you think, Tony.
Yeah, well, let's hope you lot out there like how I think. Now, just before we finish, Webby's back on Friday, so have a look for that with a special guest. And one thing for you Liverpool fans, if any of yous, have stuck around this long, when you see him at Anfield, remember, he's a nice lad and he works, right? No harm to nobody. Leave the kid alone. Now, do me a favour, do the notification buttons, press the likes, and please subscribe. Thank you very much, Laurie. Been an absolute pleasure once again, and I hope this doesn't get you in trouble. It normally does with people, but hey, that's how life goes, isn't it, Laurie?
Got to live a little dangerously.
Of course you have. Right, thank you very much.